Welcome to Celebrew, where the masks come off, the headlines get dissected, and Hollywood's most protected secrets finally see the light. If you're tired of the filtered versions, the PR-approved statements, and the spin, you're in the right place. Here, we don't sip tea. We serve it hot. Today's episode dives into one of the most explosive trials the entertainment world has ever seen: the unraveling of Sean Diddy Combs. Missing witnesses, chilling video footage, jury tampering, and even the silence of major stars like Justin Bieber, who now looks more terrified than loyal. This isn't just about music or celebrity gossip. This is about power, fear, control, and the reckoning Hollywood hoped would never happen. So buckle up, because at Celebrew, we don't just report the drama, we expose the truth behind it. The House of Secrets cracks open. For years, Sean Diddy Combs has been regarded as a titan, a cultural force who transcended hip-hop to become a billionaire media mogul, lifestyle influencer, and symbol of Black excellence in American pop culture. But behind the red carpets, luxury endorsements, and motivational soundbites, a storm was brewing. And now, the world is watching as that storm spills into the courtroom. What began as whispers, hushed allegations buried beneath money, fear, and NDAs, has now become a full-blown reckoning. Diddy is no longer controlling the narrative. He's not on stage, in a club, or behind a camera. He's on trial. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is the dismantling of a legacy built on power, and perhaps abuse of that power. And it begins with someone who was supposed to speak, but vanished. The disappearing witness. The trial's opening days were already intense, but when witness number 3 failed to show up in court, the energy in the room shifted. This wasn't just a no-show. This was someone expected to deliver pivotal testimony. Someone said to have knowledge that could either reinforce Cassie's allegations or unravel Diddy's defense. Then, just like that, they disappeared. Prosecutors reported they'd lost contact. Calls went straight to voicemail. Emails bounced. No one answered the door at their last known address. The judge was informed in hushed tones. Journalists in the courtroom watched prosecutors fumble for answers, and speculation spread like wildfire. Some believe the witness entered protective custody, fearing retaliation. Others are convinced foul play was involved, with online conspiracy theories pointing fingers at shadowy forces tied to Diddy's empire. What's particularly eerie is that the court had already taken precautions to protect vulnerable witnesses. So, for this individual to completely fall off the grid, it suggests more than nerves. It suggests fear. This missing witness may never return, but their absence, it's speaking volumes, maybe even louder than their testimony would have. Jury intimidation allegations. What makes this trial uniquely disturbing is the environment surrounding the jurors. They're not sequestered, meaning they go home every night. They return to families, jobs, and daily routines. But according to reports, some of those routines have been disrupted by unexpected followers. Multiple sources, including legal aides and even a few jurors speaking anonymously, allege that certain individuals connected to Diddy's orbit have been watching. Not inside the courtroom, where cameras are forbidden, but outside, on sidewalks, in parking lots, at restaurants, subtle but chilling. One juror said she noticed the same man at her local coffee shop for 3 days straight, even though it's 40 minutes from the courthouse. Another claimed a black SUV tailed him from court to the freeway. Ramp pulling off only after he changed lanes multiple times. Lawyers for the prosecution are calling it a coordinated campaign of fear. Diddy's team, of course, denies all knowledge or involvement, but that hasn't stopped the ripple effect. Jurors are scared, court officials are uneasy, and online, the term trial tampering is trending. Legal experts say if these allegations are proven, it could result in charges of jury interference, a felony. It could also force a mistrial, and if that was the goal, it might be working. Because intimidation doesn't need to be loud to be effective. Diddy's courtroom, psychology. From the outside, Diddy appears calm, unshaken. But those inside the courtroom tell a different story. Diddy is intense, alert, watching everything. He stares at jurors as they enter, follows them with his eyes. During breaks, observes witnesses like he's reading them. Some say it feels like he's trying to mentally control the room. There's no outburst, no show of rage, just a deliberate, calculated focus. And then there are the gestures, subtle. Hand signs, occasional smirks, even forming a heart shape with his fingers towards someone in the gallery. At first glance, it seems harmless, but others view it as messaging, Coded signals meant to communicate something only insiders understand. Courtroom sketch artists have captured him, huddled with attorneys, leaning in close, whispering, nodding, sometimes laughing quietly when sensitive topics are raised. One particularly uncomfortable moment occurred when a potential juror mentioned watching Surviving R. Kelly. Diddy grinned, and then came the wand girl. A woman, when asked about her past offenses, admitted she was once arrested for shoplifting. A Harry Potter wand from a mall store. Most laughed nervously. Diddy reportedly smiled in approval. These moments are minor, but they add up. They paint a picture of a man used to pulling strings, even when bound by courtroom rules. The question is, will these tactics help or backfire? Cassie's chilling testimony. When Cassie took the stand, she wasn't a pop star, dancer, or the beautiful woman from Diddy's arm. She was a survivor. She began by recounting their early years, how Diddy isolated her from her family, insisted she change her style, demanded she stay off social media unless it benefited him. She talked about control, about living under constant surveillance, about needing permission to eat, to sleep, to breathe. Then came the physical incidents. Cassie testified about nights where arguments turned violent, about being thrown against walls, about being locked in hotel rooms without her phone, about begging staff to let her call her mom. But it was the security footage that silenced the room. The screen lit up with a grainy clip. Diddy, pacing like a caged animal. Cassie, crouched in a corner, trembling, her hands covering her face. No sound, but every viewer could hear the fear. This wasn't hearsay. It wasn't tabloid spin. This was Cassie, under oath, finally free to tell the truth, and the weight of that truth, crushing. The security guard who came forward. Israel Flores never wanted fame. He was just doing his job. But now, he's a key witness in one of the most high-profile trials of the decade. He recalled March 5, 2016. The call came in, woman in distress, on the 6th floor. He responded, expecting a domestic squabble or noise complaint. Instead, he found a billionaire in a bathrobe and a young woman shaking, silent, and clearly terrified. Flores described Diddy's gaze as unnatural, like he was trying to burn a hole through me with his eyes. He wasn't yelling. He wasn't frantic. He was still, cold, calculated. Flores did what protocol demanded. He asked them to return to their suite. But then, on instinct, he pulled out his personal phone and recorded part of the hallway security feed. Why? Because, as he said on the stand, my wife wouldn't believe it if I told her. I needed proof that I wasn't crazy. He never posted it, never leaked it. He kept it, quietly, until now. That act, so small, so human, may prove to be one of the most powerful elements in this case. The second video, no one saw. The first video shocked the world. But the second, only the jury has seen it. And what they saw was enough to make several members look away. This private clip, captured from another hallway angle, shows a continuation of the altercation. Cassie is seen pleading to re-enter the suite, not to reconcile, but just to retrieve her belongings and phone. Diddy blocks the doorway. He gestures wildly. His tone is aggressive, though muffled. Flores tries to mediate. Cassie keeps her head down. The footage is longer, more intense, and utterly damning. It shows a man in control, not panicked, not emotional, just blocking, resisting, owning the space. For many watching, it stripped away the final layers of plausible deniability. The witness list grows Cassie, Flores, Daniel Phillip, housekeepers, former assistants, even anonymous hotel staffers. One by one, people who had stayed silent are speaking up. One hotel manager confirmed repeated calls about disturbances in Diddy's suites across different cities. Another staffer revealed that he once saw bruises on Cassie's arms, but was warned never to ask questions. Daniel Phillip, alleged to have been hired as an escort for both Diddy and Cassie, gave chilling accounts of parties that blurred the lines between coercion and entertainment. And still, witness number 3 is missing. Some believe they may have held the final piece of the puzzle, a direct link to trafficking claims or confirmation of hush payments. Their silence, deafening. Is Diddy losing control? Once, Diddy was the life of the party. Now, he sits in silence, his empire crumbling. His appearance has changed. He's aged dramatically. Gray now streaks his beard. His eyes, once bright with confidence, seem hollow, darting, unsure. Sources close to him say he's not sleeping, that he demands daily updates, replays court video obsessively, and refuses to accept the gravity of the situation. Once surrounded by yes men, he's now surrounded by defense attorneys and PR crisis teams. But even they can't stop what's coming. The control he once wielded over studios, awards shows, and magazines, gone. Now the only thing he controls is how he reacts when the verdict comes. Public reaction. The walls close in. The trial is being dissected on every platform imaginable. Twitter threads break down the footage frame by frame. TikTok influencers read courtroom sketches like tarot cards. Reddit sleuths are compiling timelines, digging into old interviews, connecting dots no one noticed before. The public is awake, and they're angry. Angry that it took this long. Angry that so many people protected him. Angry that money almost buried the truth. Cassie's. Bravery has sparked a movement. Survivors are telling their stories. Musicians are severing ties. Industry insiders are whispering that Diddy's era of influence is officially over. Even brands are quietly distancing themselves. A luxury spirits company has paused promotions. A music documentary featuring Diddy was shelved. The empire is collapsing, and not quietly. Justin Bieber. Silence or fear. One of the biggest shocks in this trial isn't just who's speaking, it's who's staying quiet. Enter Justin Bieber, once Diddy's protege, now strangely absent from the conversation. For years, Justin and Diddy were inseparable. From parties at Diddy's mansion to mentorship photos plastered across media outlets, Diddy presented himself as a father figure. But as the case unfolds, fans have begun digging and asking why Justin hasn't said a word. What's even more telling? The timing. Insiders close to Justin say he's been visibly anxious ever since the lawsuit details surfaced. One source claims that shortly after the Cassie footage dropped, Justin canceled a series of meetings and retreated to his home in Canada. He's been spotted at church, alone, head down, looking over his shoulder. Social media sleuths pointed out that his team recently scrubbed several old photos of him and Diddy, not archived, deleted. And in a now viral clip from earlier this year, Justin is asked about Diddy while leaving a hotel. His reaction? Frozen. Then, without answering, he walks away in silence. Fans think this isn't just guilt, it's fear. One tweet with over 5 million views reads, "Justin looks like someone who's scared of being watched. This isn't normal celebrity silence. This is survivor silence. Even his inner circle is tight-lipped. No statements, no interviews, no clarifications." And in a culture where celebrities rush to clear their names, Justin's silence feels deliberate, even strategic. It sparked rumors that he too might one day speak, that there's more he knows, that he's weighing. The cost of telling the truth, because in a world where people are disappearing and jurors are allegedly being watched, what happens to a pop star who breaks rank? The silence? It's screaming. What happens next? The trial continues. More testimony is expected. Cassie may be called again. Flores will likely return to the stand. Forensic experts are rumored to be analyzing phone data from past years. The court is on edge. The jury is reportedly shaken but focused. And then there's the unknown. Will witness number 3 reappear? Will someone else vanish? Will justice prevail? No one knows. But one thing is certain, this trial will change the entertainment industry forever. Truth always finds a way. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how many awards you win, no matter how many millions you stack, the truth waits. Sometimes for years, sometimes in silence, but it waits. And now, it's here. This is more than a trial. It's a reckoning, and whether or not the courtroom convicts him, the world already has. Subscribe to Celebrew so you don't miss the next chapter. Because the empire is falling, the lies are cracking, and the truth, it always finds a way.